Everyone's familiar with the human capital side of an individual, right? Their value to the organization is pretty much their skills, their experiences, tenure, certain places. What have they accumulated that people, for the most part, can see and understand? What we're really lacking in the total employee value aspect is the social capital, right? All their relationships, their networks, both inside the corporation and outside. How do you build all that together to really say the value of an individual employee? Now, how do we get to that type of information? There's two main ways that we go about this. One is an active survey or passive ONA, and that is taking employee metadata. So both sources are definitely different and have different aspects, but can provide different types of information. So for the active side, you see that there's surveys or questionnaires, everything is self-reported. It's typically only a snapshot in time, and the surveys can have a better idea or gain a better idea of the context and the relationships that exist because you can ask specific questions. On the passive side, you're really looking at all the employee metadata. And when we say metadata, we mean anything from Office 365 meetings and emails, Slack, Skype, all that can be kind of pulled together and aggregated. And what's great about passive is that you can do this over a span of time. Now, the advantages of this is volume and scale. The privacy concerns that kind of come with passive is something that most organizations are still kind of dealing with, is trying to understand what are the kind of privacy gateways that exist, how far can we push, how do we responsibly manage that data?
This would be an example of how ONA network looks like, and there are two ways of how you can capture the information, either active ONA through an online survey or passive ONA by looking at the APIs flow. This is how an active ONA survey looks like. It's basically a multi-choice lookup question where employees receive a series of informal interactions. So you can either select the name of the people from the drop-down menu, or you can type the name of the people that come to your mind. And this way we can load a lot of information in a very scalable manner. Based on the results of the survey, there is a ranking on influence done. And depending on the position that you have in the ranking, you will be categorizing one of the different levels of influence that are typically utilized. In this example, we have central employees, that is the top 20%, intermediary employees, that is the following 60%, and peripheral employees, that are the ones at the bottom 20%. How can companies leverage ONA in the context of the new normal? You can leverage AI-powered algorithms to identify in real time those organizational silos. The algorithm automatically identifies those informal communities that are formed inside the organization. So what you can do is you can actually identify the informal leaders in the organization. If you're able to identify only 3% of the informal leaders in your organization, that 3% can influence up to 85% of the remaining population and can accelerate the adoption of these strategic changes by up to 40%. You can see here when I drag an informal leader, how I can see in a very interactive manner how those people can influence the rest of the organization. Peripheral employees, they will not be able to spread the adoption of that change no matter how hard they try. How is this related to onboarding? You can take some of these informal leaders and position them as buddies. So these are people that are exposed to the new hires during the adaptation period. And that way they can shorten the time that those new hires need to reach an optimal level of performance when compared with more experienced peers.
That's where I really think the insights we can extract from ONA technology can really support an organization and teams, leaders in making an informed decision and making as informed decision as possible with any of this upcoming organizational design work that will very likely result directly from this COVID-19 pandemic that we're currently working our way through. So I see that as a huge opportunity for this tool to really be leveraged and ensure that we come out of the whole crisis stronger and kind of in a position to move forward.